There is a specific kind of exhaustion that comes from pouring your best into other people. You provide the respect, the love, and the time, only to find that the more you give, the more the other person seems to start valuing you less. Look at how modern connections actually function. Very often, the initial warmth is replaced by a cold calculus. We see people weighing the pros and cons of a relationship based on what is convenient or what serves their immediate needs. This shift changes the way we speak to one another. The language of shared emotion is being crowded out by the language of convenience and personal gain. We've become experts at measuring what we can get rather than what we can grow. It leads to a cycle where you are constantly auditing your own behavior. You find yourself trying to prove your importance to someone who is already busy looking past you to prioritize others. When you have to force an attachment, you are essentially trying to hold a shadow in place. The person you have to convince to stay today will likely treat you like a complete stranger by tomorrow. Trying to find deep emotional safety in a system that only values utility is a setup for failure. To keep your self-worth intact, you have to stop playing by those rules. Even the most impressive structures rarely collapse because of a storm outside. The real damage usually starts when there is a compromise in the foundation itself. This is reflected in the story of the ancient king Ravana. His kingdom didn't fall solely because of a rival army. It cracked from within, when his own brother, Vibhishana, chose a different side. It is the breach of trust from the inner circle that causes the ultimate downfall. While painful, these experiences offer a clarity that words cannot. One sharp, unexpected betrayal teaches you more about setting boundaries than a lifetime of gentle advice ever could. The wrong turns and the people who let you down act as a filter. They strip away your illusions and force you to see exactly what kind of environment you actually need to survive and grow. When someone reveals they don't value you, believe them. That moment of betrayal serves as the push you need to finally walk through the doors that lead somewhere better. There is a point where pain stops being loud. When a person reaches their limit, they don't scream or argue anymore. They simply go silent. The turbulent emotions freeze into a calm, cold resolve. You start to notice when your presence is being treated as a given rather than a value. At that point, the most powerful thing you can do is quietly remove yourself from the situation without feeling the need to explain why. We have a strange habit of clinging to the very things that cause us friction, while accidentally neglecting the quiet, steady parts of our lives that keep us stable. Regaining your footing requires you to consciously release the weight of expectations that aren't being met. When you stop trying to balance an uneven relationship, your own equilibrium returns. This isn't about being lonely. It's about creating a space where your energy isn't being drained by constant negotiation. In that quiet, you find the strength that doesn't depend on anyone else's approval. If you want to respond to those who hurt you, don't try to match their behavior. The most effective response is to simply move so far beyond their reach that their negativity no longer has a target to hit. Watch how things settle over time. The people and opportunities that align with your actual efforts and character tend to stay. What isn't a match will eventually drift away, no matter how much effort you spend trying to hold it together. Strength is knowing the difference between a simple mistake and a deliberate pattern. Forgiving a lapse in judgment shows character, but tolerating a calculated scheme is just a slow way of losing your self-respect. You become much harder to shake when you realize that your long-term results are tied directly to the quality of your own actions. Every decision you make is a vote for the person you are becoming. Focus on your own standards and your own intentions. When you are consistent with your own truth, the external noise of a transactional world starts to lose its power over you. The transformation is complete when you stop asking for permission to be valued. You stop looking for a seat at tables where you aren't welcome, and you focus on the one standard that actually matters, your own.